The Rolex Daytona is the most desirable watch in the world, alongside maybe the Patek Nautilus. People might love it or hate it, but two things no one can argue. The importance of the Daytona's history and the fact no one could get it anyway even if they wanted to. Enter this guy. The one thing the Daytona has over this watch is marketing. While Rolex is king at marketing, Blancpain always seems to fall behind. That said, that wasn't always the case for the brand. Back in 1983, Jean Claude Biver and his friend Jacques Piguet bought the rights back to the Blancpain name. Blancpain only had one watch at the time, and Jean Claude Biver had to think outside of the box to make a statement in Baselworld. While other brands were showcasing hundreds of watches, Blancpain couldn't show up to the table with only one watch, so they decided to show up with nothing at all. The result? Well, everyone that year was talking about Blancpain and asking one another if they've seen the watch or what was even going on. The fact that Blancpain was the talking point of Baselworld means, though unorthodox, the marketing was absolutely genius. Who knows, if Blancpain kept up that kind of marketing, they would have been one of the unattainables right now. That said, marketing is only half the battle. What about their watches and their history? Before I tell you about their watches, and trust me, this one is incredible, so allow me to give you a brief history on who Blancpain is and why they're important in the watch world. Blancpain's main highlight during the quartz crisis was their slogan. Since 1735, Blancpain has never produced a quartz watch, and we never will. The key number here is 1735. That makes Blancpain the oldest surviving watchmakers in the world. So in 1983, the acquisition made by Jean Claude Biver and Jacques Piguet came when the company was shut down and the quartz crisis had already destroyed many watch brands. With the new ownership, Mr. Biver and his partner decided to go against the quartz crisis while everyone was giving in and continued to keep the mechanical watch industry alive. Now let's go back a little bit to the 1950s when the 50 Fathoms was introduced. The 50 Fathoms hit the market in 1953 and it was the first dive watch available to the public, which is why it actually predates classics such as the Submariner and the Seamaster. Now fast forward to today and we have the Blancpain 50 Fathoms Baselworld Flyback Chronograph, a 43mm beast with a 15.5mm thickness, and the case is made out of black ceramic, along with a ceramic rotating bezel as well. The watch is 300-meter water resistant, and it's a chronograph. Despite having pump pushers, it still manages to have that 300-meter of water resistance. Now the movement inside this watch is a beauty to behold. The Blancpain caliber F385. It's an automatic movement with a 50-hour power reserve. The chronograph features a 60-second, 30-minute, and 12-hour indicator. The watch also has a date that personally I wish wasn't there, but it's so subtle that you don't even notice it. The most interesting part about the chronograph is its flyback feature. Flyback, for those of you who don't know, is a way to reset the chronograph while it's still running, so you wouldn't have to stop it and reset it first. You just have to click it and it will set back to the 12 o'clock. Now many watchmakers take pride in their ability to make a flyback chronograph. Some watchmakers state that the tourbillon isn't the hardest complication to achieve, it's actually the flyback chronograph. Overall, the watch is absolutely stunning, it's a beast, and I really love this watch, and I think it's a perfect alternative to the Daytona. Out of all of the watches that I've handled this month, including the Daytona, this one actually blew me away, especially the movement. But guys, if you like this watch, make sure you check out exquisitettimepieces.com. They're actually an authorized dealer for Blancpain, alongside Omega, Breguet, Grand Seiko, and 40 different brands as well. They also have a lot of really cool pre-owned watches, so make sure you check out their pre-owned section as well. I'll have all the links down in the description below. Also guys, make sure you add in the comment section below what you think about this watch. I would love to hear from you. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.